Like, come on. Nobody over the age of 18 cares or listens to Bad Bunny. Actually, truly sickening that the NFL is okay with this. They're okay with giving us this slop.
People are wondering if I can host this show because English is not my first language. I don't know if they know, but I do whatever I want.
Hey, did you guys hear Bad Bunny is doing the NFL halftime show? Can't wait to see Ice arrest him on stage live at the halftime show. Gonna be the best halftime show ever. They're gonna show Bad Bunny who the real Bad Bunny is. Didn't he just say he wasn't gonna perform because Ice was going to detain him or arrest him? Well, now it looks like the NFL set it up so we all get to watch it during the halftime show. This is going to be literally the best halftime show the NFL put on. Bad Bunny, expect to get detained during the halftime show. Let's go, Trump. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.
Bad Bunny walks out on stage for the Super Bowl halftime show. Ice tackles him. Trump walks out and dances to YMCA for half an hour. Every single goddamn day you guys prove as to why Donald Trump sat there and said he loves the uneducated, as to why he said he loves stupid people. Bad Bunny wouldn't be tackled by ICE, and I'm going to give you a chance to guess as to why. We'll give you a little hint. Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. Bad Bunny is Puerto Rican. He can come into this country as he pleases. He can live in any of these states. He is a citizen by Congress. Okay, Congress has made it so that... I don't even want to continue this video. It actually angers me how dumb you guys are. My name is Mercedes Chandler. Give me a follow or you won't see my face again. 50% of the country can vote, and 50% of the country thinks like this.
All right, folks, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Now, when the NFL announces Bad Bunny as the headliner of the 2026 Super Bowl halftime show, man, it didn't just spark excitement. It ignites a cultural firestorm. For some, it marked powerful moments of inclusion with global superstars who have shattered language barrier and redefined, what it means to be a mainstream American artist. For others, it was seen as a political statement, even a threat to tradition, fueling outrage among critics who argue that the Super Bowl should remain a celebration of American values. This division isn't just about music taste. It's a reflection of deeper tension over language, identity, immigration, and what it truly means to represent America on its biggest stage. Now, then comes to a question I should ask you, because this question is confusing many people. Is Puerto Rico a territory of America? For me, what I know is true. But then there comes these people who don't even know about Puerto Rico. They don't know anything that America owns. They don't know that America owns Puerto Rico. So they take Puerto Ricans as outsiders, not as Americans. But as far as I know, Puerto Ricans, they are like Americans. Yes, they are like Americans because the privilege they have is like Americans. So I don't know why this have brought a backlash, but we know where it came from. We know who brought this backlash because we know there are some people who don't like immigrants, who don't like things to do with, immigrants, and who don't want to mix their culture. You know what I mean?
Don't nobody want to watch Bad Bunny. I'm seeing so many videos from Americans. They don't want to watch it. You know, the only people who want to watch it, I see are people with Puerto Rican flags on their TikTok. We don't want to watch it. I didn't even know who Bad Bunny was until he started getting political. I didn't even know who he was. I know who Drake was. And I'm a preacher. I know who Drake was. I know who Rihanna was. Don't nobody care. And they can say, well, you know that Puerto Rico is a part of the United States. Barely. I'm sorry, and I respect people from Puerto Rico, but barely. Barely. Puerto Rico is barely. Let me start getting the history of Puerto Rico. Barely a part of the United States. Please don't do that. The 50 states are what's part of the United States. Don't get me started. Don't even get me started on Puerto Rico. I respect people who are Puerto Rican, but let's not go there. And y'all just tell us to shut up and be okay with the fact that this is the most American sport in the world. Football. It's American. It's ours. Now, I don't have a problem with him. I have a problem with his politics. I have a problem with the fact that he disrespects half the country. That he's not even barely from the United States. But he got so much to say about our president who was elected by electoral college vote and by popular vote, talking about ICE, which he know nothing about. He probably couldn't even tell us how you get, he couldn't tell us anything about this country and this history. And so you got so much criticism about our country, but you want to perform at our Super Bowl. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with somebody who has so much hate for our country, but you want to perform at our Super Bowl. That's our Super Bowl. You anti-ICE? Anti-ICE is the police. You against our police because they're doing their job? It's a crime to come in America illegally, whether these people who have Puerto Rican flags want to admit it or not. It's been a crime for like decades to come here illegally. If you want to come to the United States, we have a way you do that. Bad Bunny. You don't just jump the border. Joe Biden let 10 million in. Trump has to get them all out. That's what he ran on. That's what he's doing. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch his slop music. I try to listen to some of it. It's horrible. And he's a cross-dresser. Wearing dresses? That's disrespectful to our... That's demonic. It's evil. Was he a man? Was he a woman? Was he a transgender? Was he a cross-dresser?
This is Bad Bunny. If this man walked into my office right now, I would have no idea who he was, other than the fact that I just added a picture to this post. But he is the performer that they've chosen for next year's Super Bowl. More power to him. He said that the NFL, when they approached him, they wanted him to sign a contract saying that he would do his songs in English. He said, no, if you want me, you have to take my songs in Spanish. More power to him. I'm proud of him. Slow clap for Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny is an American. He speaks English, but there's a certain group of people, and you know who I'm talking about, that has a problem no matter who performs at the Super Bowl, unless of course it's Taylor Swift. Like, we don't care if Taylor Swift performs at the Super Bowl. We're probably not going to watch, but I mean, I'm not. But if she should perform, more power to her. If somebody else performs, if Kendrick performs, we watched with popcorn. When Prince performed, yay. Anybody who performs, we're either going to watch it, or that's the time to go get snacks or whatever, or we're not going to watch it. Why does everybody have such a problem with Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl? Is it because he's of Puerto Rican descent? You do know that Puerto Rico is in the United States, or United States territory. So it's not like they went down to South America, scooped him up from Venezuela, and said, you're going to perform the Super Bowl. Now, it would be different if they asked me to perform at the Super Bowl. Then I could see where you guys would have a problem. But he is like the globally known, just not to me. So right now I'm gonna hop on over to Spotify and go down the Bad Bunny rabbit hole, pun intended, and see if I can speak a little Spanish. Follow me. Let's go down the Bad Bunny rabbit hole together and support the young man. He's doing what he was put here to do, evidently, because does it well from what I can see.
Literally no one's gonna understand anything Bad Bunny says at the halftime show besides Mexicans. What? That's an Instagram comment I just read on NFL's post that Bad Bunny's doing the Super Bowl halftime show. Mexicans? Bad Bunny's Puerto Rican. All people that speak Spanish are Mexican. Noted. These people are so dumb. Half the people not even realizing that Puerto Rico is an American territory. Does that make Bad Bunny American? Depends on your definition. There's also people commenting and saying, I thought he wasn't doing any shows in the United States. He did explicitly say that he wasn't doing shows in the United States because he was worried that the attendees of his show would be detained by ICE outside of the concert. Right? That's not gonna... Super Bowl, you see, these are two different events. People are so stupid.
Boycott the Super Bowl and Bad Bunny. This is America. We speak English and sing in English. Ralph, I'm going to hold your hand with a napkin in between when I tell you this. Puerto Rico is part of America. And like 40 million Americans speak Spanish. I would also be willing to bet that you or your daughters probably danced to the Macarena and had no clue. I didn't, but I just caught a vibe. So just loosen up. Enjoy the show, brother. Wepa!
And maybe this makes me an asshole, but I refuse to argue with people who do not know that you don't need a passport to travel to Puerto Rico. Okay? And I've seen so many people up in arms about Bad Bunny being announced as this year's Super Bowl performer, which I am so excited to see an international pop star perform at the Super Bowl. Correct me if I'm wrong, which I usually am, but doesn't he have one of the highest grossing world tours, like out of all of the artists, that being said, I've seen so many TikTok videos about this, and in the comment section of a TikTok video, I saw someone say the only way I'm watching this Super Bowl performance is if ICE comes in and detains him. And this isn't a rhetorical question. Like, I want people to actually answer me. Y'all do know that Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory, right? Please say right. Please say right. Because, like, I'm going into the comment section and I'm arguing with people who are who are complaining about this. I don't know, I guess because the majority of his songs, if not all of his songs, are in Spanish. And I feel like I'm arguing with, like, Kelso from That 70s Show. Or like Patrick Starr. Like, you can't argue with them because they are genuinely too stupid to understand. And you know what? Maybe that makes me an asshole. Like, I know that the US is operating on like a 6th grade education level. But like I was taught in like elementary school that Puerto Rico is a US territory. Like, everyone knows that. That's common knowledge, right? And you know what? I'm incredibly biased. I'm half Puerto Rican. I know that me and my family will be absolutely sat for what I'm sure is going to be a fantastic performance. But I just had to come on here and like confirm for my own mental health that is common knowledge. Yeah? Puerto Rico, U.S. territory, that's common knowledge. Yeah?
Bad Bunny, I'm just telling you, you better not miss that halftime show on the Super Bowl. Bad Bunny is about to kill it. He's about to kill it. He might destroy those numbers when Michael Jackson performed. He might destroy those numbers when Whitney Houston performed. He might destroy any numbers for any Super Bowl halftime show. And let's take the might word out of that. And let's just say and call it, he is going to destroy it. Why? Because it's different, Latino, and most of all, those Puerto Ricans are going to be waving those flags. You just watch how many red, white, and blue Puerto Rican flags are going to be flown all over the place. You just wait. The whole place is going to be hyped. The whole world is going to be hyped. Just wait. You don't believe me? Watch it.
All right, folks, welcome back. Thank you so much for reaching at this point of the video. Now, they have announced that Bad Bunny is going to be, the star of the show in the 2026 Super Bowl, halftime show. You know that's a bigger stage, one of the biggest stage in the United States. So now it have caused a backlash, and many Americans have divided. Some are supporting it, others are saying no, because we've seen some are waiting for ICE to be there to detain the main artist of the show. You see that? And also detain other immigrants that are there. So it means Man, this is gonna be a controversial. So I've prepared you some points that shows you why America is divided on this performance, on this show of Bad Bunny. Number one is the language and cultural representation. Bad Bunny music is overwhelming in Spanish. Many of his hits are not in English. We know that. Some conservatives argue that event built as major American spectacle should feature English language content, or at least more content accessible to monolingual English speakers. They don't want Spanish-speaking artists. It's some conservative. So it means they want people who speak English to be there. They don't want you Latinos to be there to perform, because they are calling ICE to be there. They are calling ICE to detain him on the stage. They can't wait to see him detained on the stage. Now, for the supporters, the choice is celebrating Latinx culture and non-Anglophones' voices, an acknowledgement that many Americans are bilingual, multilingual, or Spanish-speaking, and that US culture is more diverse than English-only assumption. For opponents, it feels like break from tradition, or they see it as exclusionary to those who don't understand Spanish. Some believe major cultural moments should lean toward what they see as mainstream. So American culture, which in their view include English language norms, this taps into debates about assimilation, patriotism, and what it means to be American. So some people, they don't want him to perform in Spanish. They want an English performer, someone who performs in English. But they forgot that US is a multi-language nation. There are Spanish-speaking people there, and it's a huge number. So US is not based on English speakers only, even if English is the main language, but it's not based on that. Which means Bad Bunny performance doesn't have any issue, because we understand music from different worlds, and we're able to enjoy that music because music is a universal language. You can dance, you can do what? Even if you understand only one word, you can enjoy that music. But for me, I see this point as a political, the way how America is right now. Some people are not happy with the immigrants, so they don't want immigrants to be in their country. So they thought Puerto Rico is like other Latinos. And they forgot that Puerto Rico is one of the United States territories. Now let's go on the political view. Bad Bunny has made statements critiquing US immigration policy and expressing concern about ICE presence at concerts. He has also taken political position, endorsed political figures, spoken out on colonial status of Puerto Rico. Some conservative commentators interpret this statement as anti-America and anti-patriotic, because he doesn't agree or have same ideas on ICE and immigration, the way he cancelled his concert because of immigration, ICE detaining people. So some people see it as anti-America and anti-patriotic. So he's not patriotic. That's why some are saying we're not coming in that. But remember, this show, man, is always full. People will be there to enjoy. Now, to his supporters, his activism is part of his authenticity, giving voices to marginalized issues, Latinx identity, colonialism, immigrants' rights. The halftime show becomes more than entertainment. It becomes representation and perhaps even a political moment. So to opponents, these political aspects are unwelcome in what they feel should be non-political and defying events. They see criticism of immigration enforcement or US government policy as divisive or even disloyal. We know that this guy have cancelled the concerts in the US. He has a tour, so he cancelled the concerts in the US because of ICE. So he always critiques ICE, immigration enforcement. And there is ICE fears. Because Bad Bunny has stated that in planning his tour, he avoided US mainland dates because of fears that Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which is ICE, might be present on his show. Now he's coming on the Super Bowl, the biggest stage of the United States, man. In response to his selection of a Super Bowl, some conservative figure, including Corey Lewandowski, have threatened that ICE will be present at the event or that immigration enforcement will come into play. So imagine the guys performing at the stage. You see ICE agent coming up, man. This scenario is so crazy. It's so crazy. So it has caused divide because Latinos are supporting this, and even many people are supporting this, and other are not supporting this. So many Latinos, immigrants, and their allies view these concerns as a proof that systematic issue around enforcement, discrimination, and fear withholding full participation in the U.S. culture, even for artists who are U.S. citizens or Puerto Ricans natives. There is empathy for the idea that fans should not fear persecution attending concerts. Others see ICE presence or threats, therefore, as legitimate enforcement of immigration law, arguing that no public event should be exempt from national enforcement. For them, it's a matter of law, order, and national sovereignty. Also, some see as Bad Bunny Ari decision skipping US dates as hypocritical or politically motivated. Because Bad Bunny is a Puerto Rican. Puerto Rico is an incorporated territory of the United States, and its residents are U.S. citizens. But the status of Puerto Rico, its colonial history, lack of stakeholders generate questions of identity, representation, and recognition. Some people are framing his selection as much as about identity. Latinx, Mallingo, Puerto Rican anti-colonial sentiment as entertainment. Because for many, Bad Bunny carrying his Puerto Rican identity and performing in Spanish is a powerful example of inclusion and affirmation of culture historically marginalized or viewed as other in the US mainstream culture. It can feel like a progress. Then, for others, it crashes with a view of nationalism, tradition, English as, lingua franca, American popular culture, rock, country, etc. They interpret this delusion or unwelcome politicization of what should be entertainment, because some also see representation of Puerto Rican issue, example, colonialism and immigration. So in his public statement, as taking a stand that conflicts with the political belief. So it's more of political, issues, not as social or entertainment or like understanding his songs. It comes to more political, like the way United States is right now, because many people are divided because of politics. Because we know the Super Bowl halftime show is one of the most watched cultural moments of the year, as such as it's symbolic. Whomever headlined it sees as setting a tone for what American value. So this Super Bowl, it represents America. It represents America. Puerto Rico is a territory of America, but some, they don't understand, they don't have that information. They just hating on people like that. We don't want that guy to perform. It's our show. That's how they say. America, Super Bowl is our show. So he doesn't have to perform. He must perform in English. Man. So crazy. America doesn't reside only English-speaking people. There are also Latinos. There are Africans. There are many, people in America. So those who support Bad Bunny's selection see these as part of a broader culture shift, changing demographic, more visibility for minorities, and acknowledgement of diverse cultural identities. They view criticism as resistance to change or fear of losing cultural dominance. Others view this as overreach, that cultural institutions like the NFL are taking sides, promoting ideological agenda rather than being neutral or safe space. They worry that such election deepen division rather than unify. For them, symbolic moments like the halftime show should be less about politics and identity and more about mass appeal or tradition. All right, folks, tell me what you think about this. What do you think about this halftime show of Bad Bunny? It is going to be crazy. It is going to be crazy. Let's keep our conversation in the comments below. I am a presenter, Fikazo.